Mm.
Mm.
Cool.
Okay. It's been a few weeks. Do we want to do a quick recap of last time?
Yeah, I have no fucking clue what happened. I just know that there might be a festival.
Oh, right. So the owner of the Supine Couch came over and was like upset that I was stealing business. I'm like just trying to like play superior, like, oh, we've known this crowd longer, and tries to suggest a partnership with me, but it was more just like them trying to leverage how good we are. And instead, I offered, like, why don't we throw a community event and organize a community together so that all of the businesses in the district or in this area can benefit. And he was down.
Which is not at all how I thought that was going to go. Which was great. I was like, yep, that'll probably be it. Go fuck you. And you're like, let's do it together. I'm like, cool. That was unexpected.
Plum Blossom loves playing high and mighty. It works so well.
Yeah. And Lone Sparrow got courted.
Did he?
By Master Flawless.
Oh, right.
Master absolutely flawless.
I now have support for a fight that I'm absolutely certainly not actually participating in.
What happened with you, Pale Orchid?
I can't quite remember. One person was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna make you my project," and then
That was Hooded Cobra.
no, it was someone from the. Oh, I did
that's
have
right.
a conversation with Hooded Cobra though as well.
Oh, let me bring up
Also, I can't find the lore sheet anymore.
the campaign lore sheet. Should still be in the Monday night game.
Ah, there it is. I was still in.
Yeah, I have that set to automatically open when I've got like a folder that I just open up for them.
There we go.
Yeah, you get better at making notes because each of you chose a member of the
Right.
a member of the Auspicious Petal to go into more, and I don't think they were fun to roleplay. I don't think, did I take notes on them? Let me
get the.
Oh yeah, Xiao Yanlin thinks Lone Sparrow will end up alone and is a smirky.
Right, my favorite.
I hate him so much.
I love him.
Kang Bu dotes on Pale Orchid and is aggressively helpful.
Aggressive.
I don't think I met one because I think instead I met the Supine Couch guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very much interested in the very bookish looking Pleasure House person. I don't have the web. Is the web pinned?
The Kumafort? It is not. Let me go ahead and do that.
Thank you.
And pin. Oh yeah, pin it.
Oh, it's on. Nope, that's for Gauntlet Pathways. There we go. I did not scroll down. Here we go. Bounce.
Yeah. Yeah, that Gauntlet Pathways was the. That's what a full relation. That's what a full Smallville chart looks like.
Yeah. The one I'm interested in is Way Go Away.
Okay.
I like all of his scrolls.
Can't talk all these scrolls.
He's the nerd courtesan. He's the one where people just like hearing cute boys just rant about their hobbies. Nerd.
And let me tell you why social justice warriors are destroying
not
comic
that,
books.
nerd.
You're fired.
No.
You're fired.
Man, I don't even know what any of those words mean because this is ancient China.
It doesn't matter, Lone Sparrow. You should care.
Are they faster than me?
factor in being awful and destroying comic books.
And I no longer care.
Or like fascister, am I right? Anyway.
Oh, you cheeky bastard.
Cool. I
Okay.
totally know what I want to do. I think. Cool.
Okay. Oh, did something you wanted to do?
Yeah, I have a plan for this session.
Okay. So, generally speaking, like you've been talking a little bit about this street fest you're essentially planning. However, the last several evenings, like this as the week's kind of been going on, you're noticing that the nights are getting kind of slower, and it used to you pretty often have like an individual trickle in here and there, but you haven't actually seen many individuals kind of going out much on their own in the evenings. There's sort of a strange tension throughout the city, and the customers you've had have been fairly on edge and much more kind of guarded in what they talk about, because I'm certain you've probably heard about a great number of the things going on in the city. They tend to talk, in particularly to someone who they're looking to impress, or just to show that this is all the stuff that I know and do. They're getting a lot more tight-lipped, and it's been doing this for a couple days. When Lone Sparrow, you have a visitor.
Oh, lovely.
So there are a couple. They're dressed as sort of regular travelers. The things that would usually show that they are eagle talons are like they're not wearing insignias or the colors or any of those kind of things. Like they are dressed as sort of regular travelers, and you notice one of them, a little bit older, sicker than last time you saw him, is Silver Talon.
I'm not sure how much like they're walking into the pleasure house that we all work at.
Yeah, you do know you can tell very quickly they're looking for you.
Okay, I'm like Sparrow is just like sort of freaking out inside of his head, and he's going to just like if they're not like super involved, like really quickly grab Plum's attention and just kind of spin him around and go, I need a room. Like, I need somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
I need nobody to be listening for, like, the next 30 minutes, and I need a good bottle of something.
I like out of like the folds of my robe, a bottle appears, like slip it right to you. I'm like, yes, of course. Go upstairs for this room. Go down on the left.
Okay, just
You're fine. Go ahead. I'll usher them up.
Yeah, yeah, Sparrow will save them the looking and approach them.
Okay, he smiles at you like a little bit wan, or a little bit, that's how it's pronounced, but looks a little bit drawn compared to normally. Kind of nods and is like, we should talk.
I've got a room prepared, if that's all right.
Excellent. And he looks in there. There's a couple of them, a couple of the people with him. A lot of them are sort of keeping their heads down, trying not to be kind of recognized. And he tells two of them, it's like, watch the entrance, and you two, to the two others, come with us. And the two of them, so the two who are kind of guard, go out onto the entrance, and you see them. There is a way in which the Eagle Talons know how to be guarding a place without being obvious about it. And you kind of see them immediately take up the positions that a lot of people aren't necessarily going to notice, but they still have a good view of the Auspicious Petal. As you're kind of going back to the room, he goes, how well have you gotten to know the city?
I can't say I know it like the back of my hand. It's much too big for that. I've met major players. I've seen its troubles. I've fought its woes. It's growing on me, and not in a pleasant way.
Kind of smiles. He goes, "The problem with this place is full of academics and ministers, and they've all got their own groups of people and don't often help. This is a waypoint for the Eagle Talons more than anything else, and the Falling Leaves Society is never particularly thrilled if we're here in force, so we don't have a lot of people. But I need someone who's maybe not as well known in the city, but also can find things out a bit more easily than the ones who've been here for a while."
I'll do whatever I can.
He goes, "There's a very good chance a coup is starting in the capital. From what we've heard, we believe that they are trying to capture a number of people here first for hostages to try to stop some of the other factions from fighting back. You may have noticed over the last couple days in particular that the various groups of administrators and magistrates, they're essentially pulling within their own little, I don't want to call them fortresses, but they've been hiring more bodyguards. They've been keeping a little closer to the chest. Things have probably gotten fairly tense. Well, we have someone who, well, it's best if, and he kind of turns towards one of the ones that's still kind of keeping themselves a bit hooded. She throws back her hood, and Zhao Ma looks at you and goes, "I need someone to show me around the city and get into some places that, well, frankly, I'm not supposed to be."
I believe, this is the first time, since coming to the city that Sparrow, visibly startles.
She smiles a little bit. She goes, "You come highly recommended from my father."
That's very, very high praise. Yes, I'd be honored to help.
So at that point, so Silver Talon sort of look. Does Silver Talon? I mean, I think you said you know him fairly well.
Yeah,
or?
I imagine I'm not. I wouldn't imagine I'm his direct protege or anything like that. But I imagine if I was closer to anybody in the higher ups, it would be Silver Talon.
Would he be aware of your crush?
He's probably the kind who, he's high enough and he's observant enough to notice the fact that there's one kid who always seems to drop whatever the hell he's doing whenever she walks by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a moment he kind of looks at you and your visible startling a little bit, and you see the barest sketch of a smile kind of reach the corner of his lips. He keeps it in, but his eyes are definitely aglow at this. And Zhao Ma's like, a lot of things are going to happen in the city, and this, I think, is going to be a place where a lot of legends are going to be made. I'm trying to find the best place to be to make the biggest difference.
Well, you've come to a powder keg. That's all I can really say about it.
And Silver Talon goes, the thing is, she wanted to go all by herself. However, we thought it would be better if she was embedded with our people here. Didn't want to be too close to the main group because, well, the daughter of Gallant Eagle being here in the city could present a target. So we thought it might be best if she had, well, a person or a small group that she might be able to count on. We will, of course, pay a number of expenses. You in for it?
Yes. Anything.
Certainly. And then Zhao Ma just is like, well, where should I be staying? Is there a hotel? An inn?
I suppose that depends on how discreet you want to be. There are connections and houses throughout the city, people I can tap to provide at least a semblance of somewhere to stay. I personally stay here because it's close to work and other jobs. But that might not be appropriate.
You know Silver Talon enough to know he is delighted with this news. And he just turns like he's like, no one would ever consider looking for the daughter of Gallon Eagle in a place like this. And she just look for a moment. She's like, I do not believe that I should. He's like, one of your own brothers here, member of the Eagle Talons, is here and honorable. I'm assuming he kind of looks at you. You've been honorable.
Oh, very, sir. As best I can be. You cannot tarnish the name of the eagle.
Such a shame. But he goes, I will leave her in your good hands. Please make sure. He kind of like pulls you aside for a little bit, and she goes, she's very eager to prove herself. And she's going to. There's things she's going to do. You're definitely not going to be able to stop. But if she gets in too deep, do your best to keep her from drowning.
Yes. It's... What was it used to say? You can't stop the fire, but you can control the burn?
He sort of smiles, and he goes, I think you'll like the burn. So, good luck.
Oh.
And he bids her farewell, and they...
I have one more thing, because I had written him about library passage.
Oh, he looks at you. Library passage.
Yes, it is a long tale, which I would tell you if we had much more time, but I've become wrapped up in several little games, and the end of one results in the library nearby, but it's a matter of station to get within.
At which point, Zhao Ma sort of smiles. She's like, it shouldn't stop you from getting in. They don't have to know you've gone.
Surprisingly, I've managed to keep things legal since I've been here, and I'm quite enjoying the streak. It's a little bit of a challenge.
She turns to Silver Talon and go, he's going to try to make it boring. This is not going to be a boring time. She sort of turns back to you. She's like, tell me about what's going on with the library. I'm sure I can get us in, or more fun, we can make our way in. Who's going to stop us at a library?
Tell you what, let's get settled in, and I'll give you the whole story over tea.
Excellent. Yeah. Silver Talons, you two have fun. And then they take off.
Just, like, Sparrow has not stopped screaming inside of his head since they walked in. It could be.
So what do you take off, or do you go back out, or do you stay in the room with her for a while?
Just kind of look at her. Would you care to meet the proprietor? It might be best to explain at least some semblance of the situation, even if it isn't the truth.
Certainly.
Yeah, and I guess we'll go. We'll go fighting Plum.
Very quickly, as you step out, Xiao Yanlin is sort of walking past, and immediately kind of hooks your arm with his, and sort of spins and tries to pull you closer to like talk very quietly.
Is this the smuggy guy I hate? Okay.
Yep. He goes, I was unaware you could take as many people as just came out of that room. I'm glad you took seriously the idea that you're going to be alone for the rest of your life if you don't change. I am so happy to see you turning things around.
Oh, punch him. Just...
No!
But you know what? You're right. Things are going to turn around, starting right about now. And when that wheel comes all the way around, make sure it doesn't hit you.
Suppose you had a bad session. It happens to all of us. Sort of smiles and then like heads further down the corridor.
Plum, I'm going to kill your employee.
Hey, every single meeting I've had, you haven't brought this up. I've been a good manager. I've created a space, and it's not my fault if you're.
I think I literally lose a rank in Kung Fu if I complain about the fact that the guy makes me uncomfortable with a weird flirtation.
He's just happy you're getting out there.
Yes, I'm a super.
Look, you came out with-
You have in writing
about the fact that this man believes I'm not getting laid.
Just we never see you with somebody. You finally hear there's a pretty girl with you. 4 other people just left the room you were in. It's just
One of them
like,
is
good
an elderly
Lord.
man who can't really move.
Listen, we don't judge. We are grandparents of today. We're fine with that. You just be yourself and happy.
This guy's
That's all
doing
we care
nothing but
about.
judging.
So this whole time, I've definitely just been schmoozing up with one of the guards and trying to figure out, like,
Uh-huh.
why are all these important people coming for Lone Sparrow?
Yeah, the ones that like they are very tight-lipped about it because like the most of the ones are you talking to the ones who are outside?
So there's 2 outside. Are there 2 inside that aren't in that meeting?
No, the other ones went with
Oh, okay, yeah. Then I'm not in that meeting. I'm not going to eavesdrop. So
Okay.
yeah,
Are you heading out to the ones who are sort of heading
Yeah.
outside? Okay. You've got one, and he's sort of sitting against the wall and thing, and like almost looking like he's passed out drunk. Sort of halfway between 2 buildings, a little hard to pick out if you were just to walk past, and most people would just take him for a drunk who'd passed out, maybe leaving your establishment.
yeah. I think I like take out like a flask of water, some water.
And he kind of takes a look. The streets are weirdly empty. And he goes, "Thank you."
And like under my breath, I'm like, no one's here to have prying eyes, and I'm very curious as to why my good friend Lone Sparrow is so popular all of a sudden.
No one's here for prying eyes. Now here's deeply personal questions about the mission you're probably not supposed to talk about.
Yeah, he sort of smiles. He goes, "I am certain your good friend Lone Sparrow will be able to tell you all about it if he's able to discuss it."
Fair enough.
I gotta know. He looked like he was working here.
He's an excellent guard. He's extremely quick. He's proven himself in combat. He's proven himself as a friend. I'm honored to know him.
Extremely quick. He's fast too.
I like give him a look. No.
I guess I'm sorry. I was not expecting him to be working here.
What's so wrong about here?
Nothing. Just we tend to be less tied down to a single location.
Well, I like flip my hair. I am such a magnet that it is hard to get away from me. Anyways, if you get bored out here with guard duty, either you're your friend or you need snacks or anything, just head on in. Friend of a friend.
Thank you.
All right, now head back in.
Did you just insinuate that I'm so gay for you that I just decided to stop traveling?
No, I cut off the accusation that we had sex, and then just, I'm just...
It wasn't necessary that you had sex, just that when Lone Sparrow does, it's over very quickly.
Yeah, but how would I know that?
No, I was talking about the line with, we
Oh,
tend
I'm
not
such
to
a
be
magnet.
tied down to one town. I'm such a magnet.
You know-
Flip.
You can have an attractive personality, be drawn to someone very strongly platonically. Also, it's just really fun.
But to be
It's
honest,
so fun.
why would you when this is what you've got?
It's
Why
so
would you go anywhere else when I'm here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Listen, I got what I got.
Like, right now, Lone Sparrow is, like, seriously considering leaving the city. Just like,
Guys, not for Jean-Marc!
God fucking damn it. I went away from the nest to get away from Jean-Marc so I could go see her later, but now she's here.
So, I guess when I come back in, are you coming down the stairs?
Yeah, probably. Just
Are
like,
you,
okay, the
are you
meeting's
alone?
over.
Are you with Shama or are you alone?
Yeah, I'm keeping her with me. Like
Okay. Maybe like wave Pill Orchid over?
I'm in bodyguard mode.
Okay. I like wave.
comes over.
Yeah. Let's get the gang together. It's time for. So like I come up and to Jama, and it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Plum Blossom illuminated by the full moon, and this is the Auspicious Petal. Welcome.
I am Silver Moon.
It's very nice to meet you, Silver Moon. Will you be staying with us tonight?
I believe so. I was unaware that this was a place to. I was unaware rooms were available for rent.
Depends. I'm certain. Do you know each other?
Oh,
Yeah.
Sparrow?
He's worked here since the beginning. He's been an excellent asset in keeping this place safe.
We knew each other a little bit when younger. He's agreed to show me around the city.
So I'm giving her like full. I want to roll to see like what sort of vibes am I picking up from her in regards to Lone Sparrow.
Oh, here's the more fun thing to do. Don't roll to ask me what they find out. Roll to see if you can identify a passion.
Oh, I
You
would
can
love
just
to.
choose to see what the answer.
Oh,
Yeah, because I mean, you at least heard, even though your character didn't. But if you want to go, I think this is it. Like one of the things with the secret arts is you can essentially, effectively create by saying, "I think this is here." Just tell me why you think it's possible, and then I can assign.
So
difficulty.
creating is inspire, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, with the courtier's art.
Yep. Let's,
So for discovery is awareness.
yeah, discovery is awareness.
Manipulating it.
Oh,
is
right. So it's still awareness. Okay. Yeah. And
And a small hint, if you end up doing something like first, that like lets you do a roll for something. If you're doing like a
right.
like an etiquette greeting or something, you can use that partly to put stuff into the river. So some of that is to like lead up to the thing, so
Yeah.
it doesn't just become a single
How
roll
can I?
into that.
I want like by the way she's walking. Is she Wulin? Can I tell that she's Wulin?
Yeah, but and here the thing is, you notice it while she's trying to hide a little bit, like at least her face some, so people can't necessarily see it. You have a feeling there's been like some color work or some other stuff done to her hair. Other things about her has been like kind of highlighted, or like she's essentially dressed down in a lot of respects, but there is a swagger to her that is unmistakably Wulin.
Okay. Then I
Really
think I.
wish Sparrow could recognize her because he's been staring at her for so long.
I like slip another bottle from somewhere within my sleeves, and it's like twirling it all around, just like doing all these fancy moves all around me, like spinning it on my fingers and stuff, and then finally like whip out a cup out of nowhere and pour it.
Are you cocktailing?
I'm pouring. Yeah, I'm quickly pouring her a drink. I'm using finesse to flashily pour her a drink.
Have you ever seen Cocktail?
No.
It's about working in the
Oh,
TGI Fridays.
Basically, and it's Tom Cruise. They're doing a whole lot of like flipping the bottles back and forth. They do all these things that, like, I'm sure there were thousands of broken bottles in bars across the country after that movie came out because everyone was trying to do that.
Yo, that's what I'm doing. I'm not trying. I'm doing. So
I
let
have
me
to
roll for
explain what a Cuba Libre is.
that. Okay. Yeah. Oh hell yeah! That's some good numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, there's doubles.
Yeah, look at all those doubles.
Look at all those tens.
Look at those tens!
Look at those tens. Huh. Well, oh gosh. Do I save the interesting times for? Do I put those in the river? Because this is just for making a drink.
Yes.
I thought this was for the passion.
No, this is for making. This is for flashily trying to impress her
Okay.
with my drink.
Then I'd use regular ass numbers and pocket the tens.
Yeah. So I have 27 plus. Does this count as finesse, right? All right,
Yes.
then I have 32, and the tens are in the river.
Yeah, that's a hard thing. Like, and it might even be a thing where if you like pop a couple like individual things of like smaller things of ice in, and then just with like individually, just sort of pluck them out, do all this stuff. She's like, she kind of looks, just like. There's a moment where she just looks at you and she's like, very impressive, and you fought before.
I give her a big smile. I travel.
And she goes, like what I'm saying, if you're in her power. And then the drink, but she kind of looks, and like her hand actually shoots out kind of quick on yours a little bit while you're pouring. You say you're pouring alcohol for her at a cocktail?
Yeah.
To make it a little strong.
I definitely give a big laugh.
It's like,
And then I proceed to normally pour for all of us. I think we're sitting down at this point.
And then
like I've said,
she looks over at Lone Sparrow for a second as you're sort of pouring, and then looks over at how much you're pouring, and she's like, "Are you okay with that amount?"
I immediately shoot Pale Orchid a look.
I'm sorry. Are you challenging me?
She smiles. She's like, "It's a shame I have to challenge you, but we drink deep in Eagle Talents. Oh, I'm sorry. In the organization of which we got to know each other originally."
I know
as children.
that he's from Eagle Town. It's fine.
Do I?
Oh, she's like, "We're supposed to keep it a secret."
I hired him as part of the Eagle Talent. It's
Not me.
what?
That's
Pale Orchid, you've been trying to say
not
something?
the secret here. Anyway.
Do I have to roll to see how fucking infatuated Sparrow is?
No, you don't have to
So
say
it's
that.
just very, very, very obvious that Lone Sparrow is into this person who called themselves Silver Moon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I have now added her to the Kumu. I found a badass warrior.
Oh hell yeah!
There's just cut like to a flashback of Pale Orchid back in her like earlier days, gossiping with other girls about like this exact moment, and like there's like blushing guys off in the background, and then it cuts back to her in modern the now, and she's just got like a big smile on her face. Like, this is juicy.
Yeah, if this appears like a challenge, Sparrow's just gonna slide the glass back over to Plum. Like, just put more in there.
Sort of smiles. She's like, "We might get along."
Well, as long as it's coming out of your paycheck. Give you a wink. I pour for the entire table. And strong. Like, we are all... like... we play in groups here sometimes.
That's a sentence.
Yeah. And then as I'm pouring... Like, as she's been doing this, now I'd like to roll this awareness. Alright. Let's pray for tens! Oh, bummer. I mean, I still get a 20 or 30. I still have a 30.
Okay.
get like a-
tell me the explanation
Like a
of what.
yeah.
Well, I could get more, but
what do you-
want to use interesting times, right?
What do you think is going on with
Oh, did everybody die?
how would you say it?
Nice.
I don't know how to say it concisely, but I think she Lone Sparrow needs to prove that he's worthy of her. Like, there's a spark, but he needs to fan it.
Okay. So they automatically get a roll for, and she is the same sort of rank as y'all. Oh fuck!
Fuck you! Fuck you getting in the way of
Wait.
love shenanigans.
Oh wait, hey, tell you what, we can go back a little bit on this. Do you want to spend a point of malicious Joss to have her lose a die?
You know I do. Wait.
Okay, so do me a
Wait.
favor.
Okay, yeah, I've got the malicious. I can spend it.
Okay, roll you can spend up to 2
I'll spend 2.
at. Okay, so roll 2d7, and we'll see which ones of those get
Okay.
removed. Yep.
Oh my god!
2 of the 5s. 2 of the 5s get removed. So That gives her a 19. Her resist is confidence, which would bring it to 29. But what was yours?
30.
Total? Yep.
Oh,
So.
and it's interesting times.
Oh, you did it with the 0. Okay, so let's do. Oh, okay. I've got.
I don't think we're
just-
capable of passing up interesting times at this point. I think we just love fucking ourselves over.
I get points
So-
when I fuck myself over with interesting times. I love it.
You want this to be a hyperactivity or a weakness or?
I think I want it to be a weakness based on like when Lone Sparrow's trying to impress her, so that she's more likely to be impressed.
Okay, we'll say a trivial action bonus or action weakness. Oh, it's a minor weakness with a standard success. Sorry, which means she's got a -5. Minor action weakness. Lone Sparrow is trying to.
Does that
impress.
sound right here?
No, because basically what she's doing is when he's doing this, she's holding back a little bit to see. However, I've got an idea for the interesting times, which will be fun. So what has a spark? Let's call it
Unflamed spark.
No, not quite that. So as this is going on with as you kind of make a couple eyes over at Lone Sparrow without sort of realizing this will be interesting times, and she sees this and thinks you two are together.
God bless. This is everything I wanted in this game.
I want none of
So
this.
so what I put is crushed that he's not into me. She's wanting to be one. Has a spark for Lone Sparrow. Minor action weakness when Lone Sparrow is trying to impress. So this you see her actually like pull away a tiny bit as she's looking kind of at both of you, and like you can kind of see there's a certain way that the eye falls a little bit with someone who you've just met but you thought could be kind of was attractive and kind of fun and was maybe gonna be something else, but she sort of looks and's like, oh, and then there's a point when as it kind of goes by, she just kind of leans into you a little bit. She's like, I'm sorry if having him drink more was out of line. I wasn't aware.
It's been a quiet night. It's totally fine. We have plenty of other guards. A friend of a friend.
Thank you. Excellent.
I think I just like keep the fact that I notice this weird thing to myself. Like, actually, while we're leading, I'll say like, "Sorry, did you two want alone time? I just wanted to have fun together. I can leave you two alone."
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Now it sounds like you're propositioning a threesome.
Well, I made the joke before, and now it's just an awkward, horrible mess, and I'm in love. Oh, this is Pale Orchid. I neglected to introduce you. She's one of our newer employees here.
She's must be doing well to be here with the boss since everyone else is working.
She crushes.
Very pleased to meet
crushes
you.
down her her big grin and does like a little bow and says, "It's a pleasure. Will you be staying here long?"
I have some things to do in the city. And once those are taken care of, I can take off. But things are going to get a little busy here, I believe. And she's kind of looking around and she's like, is this a normal evening? 'Cause there's people around, but not that many.
I think I like raise my glass to like do our first drink. I'm like, I'll be the one to start, and just fucking down it. Do y'all follow suit?
She definitely does.
Yeah, just right after her.
Was Pale Orchid given a drink?
Yes, everyone at the table was given a drink. Like, what I did was, like, she proposed a drinking contest with him, and I made a drinking contest with all of us.
Cool. Yeah, she'll go for it.
Great. No, it's not a normal night. And sounds like you might be aware of things going on. What do you know? What could you tell us? As I'm pouring more drinks.
And she takes a look over at you for a moment, Lone Sparrow, and goes, is it okay to tell them the basics?
The basics.
there's talk of a coup in the capital. There's a good chance that the people in charge of it are going to try to take a lot of hostages here first. Probably one of the reasons the streets are so empty, particularly this close to the... Oh, that's what I'll show you. Particularly this close to the... where a lot of the administration lives. If you look now, I actually found a
Fucking rad.
map. I could not find this map without the circles there, so I'm thinking that circle might be where y'all are.
Damn.
But this is a map of Shausen, which is the city that it looks like this is based off of.
Oh, cool.
So like you can see the canals and such that are going through. Yeah, because I was trying to find older maps. I can't find the newer ones, but I found this, and we figured this way we've at least got a thing to show. Like, here's kind of where stuff.
Yeah, awesome.
Oh wait, I'm gonna do something real quick. I moved some things that pisses me off. This happens. I moved some things to the map. Whoops. Map layer, but unfortunately when you do that, their names go away. So let me move those back. I didn't notice that when I did it.
This is the exact opposite of how I wanted today to go. I just wanted to get my books in peace and then...
I love
and then learn
ruining
more
your life.
Keep doing it. I'll become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
He says that at night. It's gonna
If we were
happen.
playing the quiet year, you'd have like 24 contempt tokens from me by now.
All I can think of is, have you ever seen 8 out of 10 Cats?
No?
No.
It's my guess is that Lexa, have you seen it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a wonderful. I love British panel shows. I fucking love because you basically get comedians on, but they've got this woman who's like she's stunningly beautiful, who does she's a math genius, like Rachel Riley, and I think it was 8 out of 10 Cats. It might have been Quiz of the Year.
I watch a shit ton of Quiz of the Year.
Okay, so when John Richardson was on it, who's just really kind of dorky and has this really sarcastic sounding voice. At one point, he was mentioning, he's like, it's very hard if you already sound sarcastic. He's like, well, Rachel's right next to you. Turn to her and tell her how beautiful she is. And she's like, you're a pretty lady. this turn that she lost her shit. She was laughing so hard. He's just like, this is not exactly where I imagined this happening.
I love Quiz of the Year because like 2 teams always try to take it semi-seriously, and the 3rd team just always throws it out the fucking window.
Yeah.
Especially if Russell Brand is involved.
Yeah. Well, check out 8 out of 10 Cats and QI.
I've watched some QI, but only like highlights.
Do you know about the show Countdown?
Yeah. Only because of 8 out of 10
Yes,
Cats.
I was going to say that is pure beauty.
I would. Is the actual Countdown fairly boring? Because they make jokes about it being for very old
Yes,
people.
it's very like a very like serious but like very very light jokey, but it's like
I imagine it's
like-
got kind of that dry British wit.
Yes, and it's just very much celebrating smart people who can do words and numbers well. But it's like very
Yeah.
like it's not like at all comedic or anything like that. And then they just go on in 8 out of 10 Cats, and they just fucking make it amazing.
Oh, it would be like if America had Jeopardy, but it was only stand-up comedians as the people on
That's that
Jeopardy,
SNL skit.
and no one, and no one actually tried. Like they will occasionally, but yeah, the British panel shows wouldn't work too well in America because it's just America's so spread out, trying to get all the comedians in one place.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, we had At Midnight, which is the closest we've had. But
I think the thing about it is like there's a lot of regional humor, and at least with like the Big Fat Quiz of the Year, it's like okay, this is an English show, so like all the jokes can be centered around that kind of culture, and everything makes sense because they're very limited in a way. But if you did that in the United States, like here's a joke from the Midwest, half the country doesn't understand why that's funny.
if not with professional comics, because like professional comics, because they tour all over, sometimes they'll know certain things work better in certain areas.
I
but-
mean, like when the quiz brings out like Mr. Bloppy.
Oh, for us that would be like a Teletubby or something.
Because
That
everybody
Mr. Blobby
understands
thing
that
was
Mr. Blobby
fucking
is terrifying.
yeah. But Mr. Blobby, there's a specific. You couldn't do that, but if you brought in something everybody knew as a kid, Mr. Blobby was terrifying but kind of hilarious.
Mr. Blobby is a British icon.
Just
and I will defend him to the.
He just
It was. I laughed really hard,
deflates
and it was
dies.
yeah. Seeing Sean Locke lose his shit, which doesn't happen
Yeah,
often,
yeah.
Keep him away from me.
was
Just keep
great.
him away from me. Oh God, he's back.
That's Jack Whitehall, who's kind of douchey.
Yeah, I'm Jack Whitehall. And a lot of people aren't into Jack Whitehall.
Anyway, we were talking.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Like, look up the clips of it or the shows. There, if you like Quiz of the Year or Would I Lie to You, you'll like 8 out of 10
Okay.
cats.
Where were we?
Drinking.
Yeah. He doesn't think you're into it.
I think we were talking about the coup in the Capitol.
It's a fun phrase to say. Oh, yeah. She goes. So, one of the reasons I'm here has to do with that, and in particular, discovering some things quickly. And I'm hoping I can borrow At this point, her hand kind of goes over and like rests on your arm for a second, Plum Blossom. It goes, and I'm hoping I can borrow Lone Sparrow for a bit to find some of these things.
I think I give her like not a cold look, but just very calculating. I suppose. What side of the coup are you on?
The Eagle Talons, as much as people think that disorder helps us, if the entire empire crumbles, if everything goes to hell, we're not able to function the way that we normally do. What we want is peace as much as possible, and for us to be able to go about our ways. War breaks down the kind of business that we're into.
I slam my second drink. Do y'all follow suit?
Sure.
Like my actions are entirely dependent on what Zalma chooses to do at any given second.
Oh, she is her father's daughter. She drinks like a monster.
Yeah.
How about this? I'll lend you my star guard. And in return, you keep me in the loop.
As much as I'm able.
I have no interest in seeing this city collapse, or any other part of the Empire.
Agreed.
I give her like a clap on the back. Then a deal's a deal.
Excellent. Another round? And she pulls out some coin. Like, this one's on me.
Thank you. And I turn to Pale Orchid. How does Pale Orchid hold her booze?
It's been quite a little bit of alcohol. She's got like a tinge on her cheeks, and she's not, she's got like a little bit of a grin as she's looking between them all and just being like, "This is awesome."
Guys, I'm so glad we're friends.
I like.
It's
But like,
just
she's not
great.
over the line, right? It's just
Okay. So like, I like raise my eyebrows at her. Like, you get for more?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Great. Yeah. Think we get pretty drunk.
I just kind of lean over to Zalma. If you want to see any of the city today, I suggest slowing down.
she kind of finishes the thing and just... I believe the city will be there tomorrow.
An excellent philosophy. I think I like call up one of the other courtesans, like start some music, like, and since business is really slow, like once like if there's a super lull and like no one's there besides Zoma, like fuck it. Like, you know what? Let's take the rest of the day off. You can close the doors, take private appointments if you want. Otherwise, let's just throw ourselves a break party.
Nice.
Good boss.
Yeah, I think
good
to the point
boss.
where yeah,
I try.
enough people are trying to get in before it's too late, because others have been like, the streets have been some small groups roving looking for some trouble. So a lot are trying to stick close to home. So yeah, it's slow enough that having like a like, fuck it, let's all drink some and relax. With an occasional person who lives fairly close, sometimes popping in with appointments, usually ones that have like weekly or bi-weekly appointments.
Okay. Yeah, so once it gets late and things die down, then I do that.
Okay.
And
I wanted to check.
go ahead.
Oh, I'll say, Pale Orchid, you had specific plans you wanted to do, or are those a little bit later?
She will get to that tomorrow.
Okay. Just want to make sure we get to you.
Good thing we started early, so plenty of time to recover.
Yes.
Sparrow is still not stopped screaming.
The alcohol isn't helping. Is it just making it worse?
It's just making it worse. Now he believes he sees just extra assassins in all the shadows.
I think at a certain point I see you a little paranoid. Sparrow, are you okay? Don't... We're fine. We're fine.
Everything's fine. Just kind of like nervously takes a drink. Probably doesn't end up drinking most of the glass.
Yeah, I think like once I see you hesitate at that, I'm like, let me get you some water.
No, it's all fine.
I'm getting you some water. And like, very drunk, somehow not stumbling, it's like all in his speech. And get you some water. Yeah, I don't know if we need to like get into details here, but
Yeah, just
Plum gets drunk.
But I get you water.
I'm like, all right, got water. Okay, cool. Now I can cut loose. Like, I've closed the place. Kids got water. I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, anybody want to do anything in particular while this is going on, or do we want to skip to the aftermath the next morning?
I think it's the aftermath's turn.
I think it's the aftermath turn.
Turn. The Midwest.
Yeah, the next morning, Jama is unusually chipper. I'm going to give her my mutant power, the ability to never get hangovers.
Only if I can give Sparrow my mutant power. The ability to get drunk after 3 cups and be fine after an hour. That one's... I love being able to do that. There's nothing like being able to get drunk multiple times in the same sitting.
God.
Yeah, I'm good at knowing how much I need to drink, because I perform in bars a lot. I'm good at knowing like how much to drink and then still be able to go home and not be drunk driving.
Yeah.
But I also never get hangovers, and I have earned a number of them.
Fuck off. I start early so that I can drink a shit ton of water before bed.
I don't know.
Okay.
I just get drunk, nap for 20 minutes, and then I'm back to normal.
Fucking Christ.
I'm fine.
Did we
It's
establish-
hilarious because I will end up taking 20-minute naps in bars.
You don't get. I've had to kick people out for napping in bars before.
I always go with friends, so like I'll just be passed out at the table, and it's like, is he okay? Well, yeah, you've saw what he ordered. He drank like 2 of these things. He'll be fine in like 5 minutes.
God.
Anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Next morning, she's done. Like she hadn't drank at all last night.
She's good at what she does.
You know, I really want to say that Plum doesn't either, but you know what? No, he's one of those people who's like still a little bit drunk the next morning.
I want to say Sparrow's like slightly hungover, but he's professional hungover.
Sure.
Where it's like,
We all know Pale Orchid is just a mess, right? Because we established that already.
Oh yeah, no. Pale Orchid comes out like her clothes are like clumsily put on, and like her hair's a bit out of it, but she's like getting ready to head out, but she's just like she needs the equivalent of coffee in ancient China.
so tea.
Yeah, tea. Yeah. I think maybe I like offer you some tea and like, here. Do you want me to do up your hair?
Yeah, sure. It doesn't seem to be going the right way.
Yeah, it happens. And like over the long process of like working her hair, like straightening her outfit, I start to like get back into sorts, get back into rhythm. All right, so you're heading out, Lone Sparrow?
Yeah, if she's serious about exploring the city, then we better get moving.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, there's a few places we're going to want to stop by.
If you could do me a favor, keep an eye out for any news of the eunuchs. I think they're the ones who are causing all the trouble.
Her eyes narrow a little bit, and she goes, they are.
It's good to get comfort.
But they're not alone.
Who?
That's one of the things I have to find out. She kind of, like, I don't know if this is while the two of you are actually walking out. She kind of looks over at Lone Sparrow. How are you with breaking and entering?
He thinks back to just all the times How Bai has roped him into something. I wouldn't say I'm amazing at it, but I'm passable. Considering he has no stealth ranks, he's very good at the breaking part.
No, it was one of my speed clones that did it, not me.
Speaking of, have you ever talked to How Bai about Zhao Ma? Have you ever mentioned her?
I believe, like, maybe in passing, but I don't think, like, the entire story has ever come out.
But just she knows that you're like going nuts for her,
She probably
or that you say you were.
probably knows that, like, there, like, the question is, like, well, do you have a girl back home? Well, not really, but sort of, but let's not talk about that. Why are we breaking into this house?
Okay, yeah. So as you two are leaving, How Bai is coming in for work in the morning, and she kind of looks at you and she's like, "Good morning, Lone Sparrow."
Morning.
Kind of like looks at your face a little bit and then makes her way in. Pale Orchid, are you downstairs?
Sure.
Yeah. So she comes in. She's like, "I don't see him like that much. Who's Lone Sparrow with?"
She's like, do I gossip right now? Do I gossip right now? Do I gossip right now? And then she's just like, oh, I think they're an old friend or something?
Oh wait, is that Zhao Ma?
Zhao...
It's like Gallant Eagle's daughter. My God, he had a thing for her.
Wait, Gallant Eagle as in that Gallant Eagle?
Yeah, the head is like he had such a thing for her daughter. Like he tried not to talk about it, but he would get all sorts of stupid about it when, like, if he brought something up about her. I got him out of a couple times, but is that her?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know what Zhao Ma looks like, but I don't think so. He doesn't seem head over heels. It just seems like a friendly reunion thing.
Okay. All right.
So
And she kind of starts getting to work.
cool. And then she like heads out, but like she's got like an even like bigger like wide-eyed grin, like holy fuck, this is the juiciest shit.
All right, where are you headed?
I'm going to head to what's her name? Jean Q, is it? Where is it? on the
Yeah,
board?
Jean Q.
My nerdy friend, who I'm in love with.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to her house.
Okay. Yeah, you go to her place. It's as you kind of go in again. There's a study where there's sort of books all over it. She greets you. It kind of looks like she's been up for a little bit, doing some study or some work. You can see like ink stains on her fingers. A little bit like some a little bit on like the edge of her hand, probably from where she was writing and
Guessing
such.
you're an early bird, right?
Yeah, I mean it's I don't know. Sometimes you just can't sleep, you know. Hey, welcome. Hey, how are you?
I'm okay.
Hey, come on in. Come on in.
He goes in. Just a little bit of a headache. Nothing too bad. How are you?
Oh, good. Do you? I've got an extract that might help. Do you want something for your headache?
That would be great.
Okay. Kind of heads in the other thing and making it. You kind of hear like dishes and stuff being moved, and then she's like taking care of some stuff up there. Gets a little bit of fire going for some tea. Put it into some tea. How do you like your tea?
What's it? I don't.
Black?
Yes. She was going to say something ridiculously posh, but I don't know what to say. So.
Well, I don't drink tea, so I wouldn't know. I know that the one number two we'd always see as kids and things.
Yeah, I don't know enough about
Yes.
like preparation methods in ancient China, and like if they would add anything.
I was going to say they probably didn't have it with milk in ancient China.
Probably not. I'd imagine it more has to do with like, are you breaking out the nice tea or not?
Mm.
I imagine.
Do you have?
Do you want Lipton?
Iced tea is an American bastardization.
No, I'm sure Lipton comes from ancient China.
Yeah, she says, do you have insert insanely noble tea here?
It's just, oh yeah, of course we have all of that. If you can grab the massive gold tea holder that I keep in the other room.
She's like, oh my god, they actually have it. She goes into the other room and goes and gets it.
There's no massive gold tea holder in that room.
Frowns.
She goes, did you? No, did you actually go into that? Of course I don't have it. Can't afford that.
She looks around the house a little bit. How fancy is it?
It's a decent, but it looks like, I mean, you may have been in her family. It's not been kept up as well, maybe in the last 7-8 years.
So, what did your family do you have like a family of scholars?
Oh no, my father used to be I want to say not a general in the army, but he would have been like below that, like whatever the main rank was, be below. He was out in the army. My mother did calligraphy, and she would do stuff with that. I mean, they both passed about 10 years ago.
I'm sorry.
I mean, not that it's a thing. I mean, it's, it was one of those things where they've been sick for a while. There's a point where sometimes it's sort of better, but like, I'm fine.
And
It kind of comes back in with tea.
you don't have helpers or anything? Like this
No,
place
just-
seems big enough to warrant that. I mean, I would not clean a place this big myself.
Well, I mean, it doesn't need clean. I don't use a lot of it. It's not used to clean much of it all that often. I hire a couple. I'll hire a couple students once in a while to help with some of the note taking stuff like that. Occasionally, kind of go through the library and arrange some things. But that's all I really need.
She nods and says, "Thank you for the tea. came on business.
Oh, certainly. Take a seat.
Yeah, she sits down.
How can I help you?
She says, "The other night I had a bit of an epiphany. Do we know how many heroes do you know that were originally bad and then became good? Also, excuse my language, I am very hungry."
Oh,
Oh, that's
sorry, I just realized this is the good place. Pale Orchid is this is the good place.
Yeah.
We're just doing the good place.
Are we? Who's
The scholar is Cheaty. Pale Orchid is
is
Eleanor.
Yeah. You're Tahani,
I'm Tahani.
which Oren, have you seen
I have
Good
not.
Place?
Okay.
Okay, this is the line that'll get one character at one point goes, "You know what? We need a Molotov cocktail because every time I have a problem, I get a Molotov cocktail, and boom, I have a new problem."
It's
I
very
love
good.
that line.
It's
That
on
is a good
Netflix.
line.
It's on Netflix. It's phenomenal. Anyway,
Yeah, the whole thing in the first 5 minutes about who actually got what the afterlife is like the most sold me.
yeah.
Like 3 minutes in, I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
sold. Okay,
Anyway,
let's watch this.
sorry, I just had.
Okay. Yeah. So I will say, if you do watch it, I have a tendency to look at it more like a half-hour-long drama that's occasionally very funny. But I didn't even realize it was a half hour at first. It felt more like an hour-long show that just went super quick. So anyway, yeah, she's like, well, I mean, it kind of depends. There's a number of ones who were not great, whose friendship ended up redeeming them. I mean, how bad are
I'm
you
talking about
I mean,
bad people who did something heroic and just redeemed themselves. As bad as you can think of. Becoming as good as you can think of.
there's a moment he goes, well, I mean, it kind of depends. There's a certain level that some people get to where they've become so corrupt that usually death is the only way out. I mean, I can look and see if there's more. Is this... And then she knows about the sword. She's like, is this because of...
Oh, fuck
Are you trying to
you!
find your uncle? What?
Another group that I watched just dropped a streaming announcement with absolutely no pull-through or advanced warning.
Oh. And she just goes, wait, are you trying to save your uncle? Is he still alive?
No, I haven't. I not a clue. I'm thinking more about the great, like, if there's like a big villain who had a bad weapon, what if they redeem themselves? What happens to the weapon then?
He goes, well, here's the problem, and I can look through some more stuff to see what I've got, and I can check the library for some things. But, well, the members of the Wulin have a tendency to... There's a bit of exaggeration goes on, but there's also the desire for something to be like a tragic story or a redemption story. It's very common when it comes to members of the Wulin. I mean, you live lives that are painted very large, shall we say, and there are stories of people sacrificing themselves, of turning good, of corruption falling away from people. However, a lot of that's going to probably be embellishment. When I look on actual records from things I've seen, there's a tendency for it to show that the people who are telling the story maybe want people to look at who they were in a good light, because friendships formed seem to be pretty strong even when someone goes astray. I can look, but I'm unaware of any particular credible stories, though there are certainly stories along that line.
I know it's a long shot, but at the moment it's pretty much all I got. The other night I was trying to sing to my weapon just before bed. I have no ideas right now. The more I try to find out about what the fuck's his name?
Grievous Distance? Your uncle?
Yes. It just leads to people who want the sword to be more of what it currently is, and that's it.
Does she know that you were a part of the Heaven Sword Society? Or Heaven Sword Alliance? I can't remember. I don't think you brought
She
it
didn't
up.
bring it up, but also she doesn't hide it. Like,
Okay. But you probably wouldn't have it. You probably wouldn't have anything that shows it. She goes, well, I mean, you're in luck. The best place to go if you want to know about those types of swords, the Heaven Sword Alliance are the world's experts on these swords. I actually know a member who's often coming through town that I usually buy some drinks for and try to find out new things that he's found out. I can get a hold of you if he comes back in town.
she stiffens up at the prospect of talking to people who may know her and may know that she done goofed. But she's like, what is their name?
Their name is... Was ist my list of Wulin names? Where did I put it? Oh, probably in that main GM stuff, maybe? Oh, not there. Oh, there we go. Remarkable Light. No, I'm sorry. Bleak Heavens.
Bleak Heavens. Do I
God.
know this person? Or have I heard of this person?
I'm gonna steal that name for a technique.
Bleak Heavens is I did a look for like a bunch of Wuxia names. I stole a bunch of Oriental heroes and I looked at other
Good
places.
fucking name.
It's actually when I created the character, and there's a part of me I didn't put notes about why I created them, so I was looking there going, I had a fucking plan for that person, and I didn't remember what it was. So Bleak Heaven is at least a rank or two higher than you, about a rank or so higher than you. Someone who wanders kind of pretty far and wide throughout the land, known fairly well for his. Actually, I originally made it. We'll make it hers. With her technique, she's a hell of a fighter and pretty knowledgeable when it comes to swords and such.
Oh, good.
You have been in the same room with her at times with a bunch of others, but the chances of you having noticed a random rank 5 when you were rank 4 or so, like where you are now, especially with all the people who were there, is pretty low. The chances of her recognizing you would be not good.
Okay.
Like you're probably fairly safe.
Okay. So you say they come around often?
Usually things through twice a year or so.
Is it around that time of year?
It's a little hard to say. It's never quite the same, but it's been about half a year or so since I've seen them.
She thinks long and hard about the risks, and she's like, Okay. Yes. Could you, if they do get in contact with you, could you not use my name and instead just sort of like give a light idea of what I'm after? And if it seems to go well, i.e. they react non-violently, then we can arrange a meeting.
Oh, yes, I will. I'll do that.
That would be...
Is everything okay?
Yes.
Narrator, it was not.
Yes. Yes, said in a way that couldn't possibly be taken for a no.
It's fine. Smile. Looks
Everything's
directly at camera.
great.
It just fucking face.
All right. I have now added Bleak Heavens to the Kumu.
Great.
All right. So, back at the Auspicious Petal. Are you there, or have you been... is there something in particular you wanted to do, or did you want to have the name from the supine couch stop by?
Yeah, he could stop by.
Yeah,
Yeah, Sheja, yeah.
Okay. Sheja enters in the morning time, takes a seat towards the... I don't know if you're near the bar or something, or where might you be at early?
Early probably...
About 10, 11 a.m.
Yeah, probably towards the front.
Okay. Comes in, sighs for a moment, takes a look at you, and goes, "We've been having the same problems with our client base."
Yeah, it's a little dim out there recently.
Yeah. Tight-lipped, nervous. Nobody's saying anything. Very few show up, and those that are in and out really quickly.
Sounds familiar to me.
Yep.
Well, perhaps we should go walk the neighborhood, try and see if there's any interest in trying to throw a party in these times. I don't know, I feel like it could either bring this out of a funk, or we could just have a very sad party of two.
He kind of smiles. He's like, were you originally thinking something at night or during the day?
I really like starting early evening.
He goes, if we push it back to the day, even though that's not really when what we do has the most people out, we might be able to get more people there. Because right now, people during the day, they're guarded, but they're at least out in the streets. Night, we've heard of a few people that have been attacked in the evenings. No unusual deaths that we've heard of so far.
Is Sheja Wulin by any chance?
No.
Okay. Normal people can't tell who Wulin are, though, right? Like, does he know that I'm Wulin?
I probably have no reason to have known it so far. I mean, basically, you both have courtier skills.
I mean, yeah,
but-
like, if he saw me fight, he
Yeah.
would know, but... Okay.
Yeah.
We could try organizing... No. I think that's a good idea. Organize it during the day, try to get people to associate the neighborhood with safety and happiness, and perhaps that can liven things up.
The other thing, two things we've sort of discovered recently. One of us needs to get some permits, basically grease some palms, and another person needs to get some of the local crime lords in order to hopefully keep this as crime-free as possible.
Don't take this the wrong way. Do you have any connections with the local organizations?
He smiles. He goes, "You don't?"
I try to keep things above board as much as possible.
Well, my guess is if you don't, Dai Hulin certainly does. It's not the sort of business you can run without having worked in some respects with them, at least just to keep them out.
Okay, I'll talk. I'll figure that out. What permits do we need? Just administrative excuse for a bribe?
Essentially. Do you want to deal with the nobility, leave the criminals to me?
You know what? I think I should try to gain a better understanding of.
Are you just talking where other people are kind of moving around?
No,
Or
I
are
have
you
taken
walking
him
out of
aside.
Okay. So we can't have How Bai just sort of pop in and goes, I can help.
I mean, like.
Oh, no, actually, do you mind at that point if you hear something fall down behind you?
100%.
It's a, yeah. You kind of look, and How Bai had kind of like squeezed herself into like a booth nearby where you were and trying to hide, but then sort of kicked out something and like a table piece fell. Just there it was, and she kind of like unconvincingly grabs it and goes, hello.
How bye?
If you need to talk to people, I know kind of everybody.
Shija, can I leave the permits to you?
Okay. And How Bai kind of looks, she's like, am I in trouble?
That is yet to be determined.
Okay, I will clean over. Oh, look over there.
No, you and I are going to have a talk after this.
Man, if you want criminal connections, go
Certainly.
straight to How Bai.
Well, this is happening now. Great. So yeah, Shija, just you look into the permits. Let me know how I can help with that, and I'll work to gain a better understanding and see if I can come to an understanding with our unsavory neighbors.
Okay. He kind of smiles. He kind of smiles and goes. And reaches over and goes, "Listen, don't be too hard on her. You need someone here who actually has that kind of, those kind of connections. You could go through Dai, who helped set this up, but the more you're able to make these, the more successful you can be."
I think I return the gesture. Like I put my hand on his shoulder and give him a smile and say, "Shija, I appreciate your earnestness and your advice. I know things have been tense with us in the past.
I hope they don't have to be in the future, but I'm a little jealous. The ones you're going to be talking to are a lot more honest than the ones I am."
Well, I'm sorry if I've stuck you with the hard task, but I do want to learn more about what's going on here. I want this to be a prosperous neighborhood for all of us.
Yep.
All right.
Certainly.
Can I leave you with some food?
I've already eaten, but thank you.
You're very welcome. How bye?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Let's go upstairs for a moment.
Okay.
Pulling up the Coruscant list. Who's the asshole? Xiao Yanlin? Or is it?
It's Xiao Yanlin.
Xiao, you have the floor.
Kind of goes and imperiously sort of stands by there's nobody there. It's
Yeah.
just sort of imperiously stands by the bar as if, yep, this is mine now. I will be, if something happens, here I am.
All right. So once we're in the room, first things first. I'm not going to dock your pay. I'm not going to fire you if you make 2 promises to me. 1, you do not eavesdrop on me ever again.
I won't.
And 2, you're going to help me turn this neighborhood around.
She kind of cocks her eye at you a little bit. She's like, how am I going to help you turn it around?
I take her by the hand and cup it. You said you have connections?
Mm-hmm. I've dabbled in a little bit of thievery and con jobs and other things throughout the years. You kind of have to get to know people if you want to work unimpeded in town.
Plum is like swallowing a lecture, and just goes, "You're going to make some introductions with me. I know there's been some violence around here at night recently. It's hurting business. We're going to fix it. And we're going to fix it honestly." And when I say that, I I brought her to my room, and I look at my sword pointedly, and then look back at her.
She goes, "Can I make a suggestion?"
You can make a suggestion.
So, when you go and meet with them, you're going to want to have a bodyguard with you. But Lone Sparrow is not who you should take.
Is there a good reason for this?
Lone Sparrow is a member of the Eagle Talons. He's very quickly hired help. The Eagle Talon members come and go and leave all the time. You need someone who seems yours. And here's the thing. Pale Orchid is kind of terrifying when she wants to be. Or when he wants to be. Oh, she. Oh, yeah, she. Yeah, I was the moment I said that, I was like, wait a minute, Plum Blossom's...
Yeah, well, the flowers, we fucked you forever.
Yeah, when she wants to be, because she's got the look in her eyes sometimes like she just wants to take off your head.
I know, that's why I keep her around.
And
Who's speaking right now?
and how by?
Okay.
And she goes, and the nice thing is, you two are friends. You've been together, and as far as anyone is aware, Pale Orchid is the person who would remain once whatever contract you have with Eagle Talons is up.
How do I, Wulin?
No,
No.
God, no. She's just a con woman.
Yep. She's just good at what she does.
I appreciate the advice. So, do you have any ideas on who... You know what? No, first let me get Pale Orchid. Yeah, so I bring Pale Orchid in.
So yeah, I think.
Oh, no, you're not here yet. You're still at the Scholars.
Yeah, could it be that unless she wanted to bring anything else up, then there would have been like, okay, cool, you talk to the Heavenly Sword guy and get back to me. I'm gonna head out, and then maybe she just turns up at the door, like just literally walks in
Sure.
at that time.
Yeah, we can do you two, then we can go and hit what Lone Sparrow's doing.
Yeah. Oh, so us first? Okay.
Yeah.
So, yep, I just... Give you the rundown real quick, catch you up. And then... So, Halbai here is going to give us some leads. Who could be mugging people in the night in this kind of neighborhood?
Oh,
Yeah.
How by? She goes, well, here's the thing. The people that have been doing it recently aren't from the normal crews. Just from her talking, there's new muscle in town, and everyone seems to be confused about it. So their thought was, I mean, you're in a section of town where it's close enough to the administrative districts that a lot of the crime stays a little bit further away. Like what you have here, you have more con men and pickpocket stuff here and there, but not a lot of violence, because this is a place where between the merchant, wealthy, and administrative districts, that if there's a lot of violence, the police tend to crack down pretty bad. She goes, I think some of them are from... I've noticed some personal guards from some of the city administrators, some of the wealthier merchants, kind of among them. I mean, there's at least a person or two in the groups that know the city really well, and then a bunch of people that don't. Someone's hiring outside muscle. In fact, I think a lot of people are hiring outside muscle.
Well... Might be worth cracking some skulls together again. Get people to talk.
It might.
Well... Pale Orchid, would you like to get some fights with me?
Yeah, she thinks about it and then says, sure.
You're not...
Can you remind me who Halbai is again?
How by is Oh, did you want to explain?
I just are you asking in character or not?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, it totally depends if.
I heard Oren start to speak. I don't know if you wanted to
Like,
explain.
the very, very basic rundown is she is an acquaintance of Sparrow who has a tendency to basically convolute everything into some kind of incredibly overreacted con job.
She was the one we met at the tea place. Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Have you seen Better Call Saul?
Yes. Yes.
She's Saul Goodman.
Yes.
Kind of. She's like a lower level Saul Goodman.
Awesome. And she's like, sure. Yeah, sure. Give me a moment. She doesn't have her sword now, but she's gonna go check on it because she's not gonna take it with her.
It's waiting up for you.
Yeah.
It's like, where have you been? Where have you been? I've been here all night. I've been alone. You are off having fun while I'm here. Just wrapped up in the corner.
Yeah, she's gonna check on it, make sure it's nice and hidden, and then she's gonna leave without it.
Okay.
Yeah, I tell how about before I leave, you are going to keep your head down, and you are not going to cause me any trouble. I employ you here because I want to give you a chance at getting out of trouble. Do not bring trouble into my house.
I would never do that.
I'm rolling awareness.
How Bai is like a
Wu Wei?
loaded gun. You can only point
Yeah.
her in the right direction.
Yeah, that's Wu Wei, right? To detect lies.
Yeah.
Yoink. All right, 27 plus a 10 for awareness. That's 37.
You get the feeling that she's smart enough not to shit where she eats. She might try to. You get the feeling she might try to run some small cons on some of the people that come in, but definitely does not seem like big trouble. She's kept her nose pretty clean so far.
Okay. I know you like lifting a little bit. I've let it pass because these people have been the kinds of people who I'm okay with you getting a little extra tip from. But while things are dry right now, calm down a little bit. I'll make sure that you have enough to get by. Understand?
I do.
I clap her on the shoulder. Good. Thank you. And I give her a comforting smile. I apologize if I'm sounding harsh. It's a stressful time and I want to make sure that we all get through this together.
No, it's fine. Guys, if you have a second to go grab my my laundry, and then we will go with what Lone Sparrow.
Cool. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
Okay, back in a few.
Oh my god, it's gone into a coffee shop, AU. Why?
Wait, what?
That stream I was talking about, I've been viewing it without the sound so I could still listen. I flipped the sound on, and they're just displaying images of a cyberpunk city and yelling about the fact that some kind of coffee food war has completely reorganized the city.
What on earth?
Oh my god, this is probably actually real because there's Speedwagon. I'm really excited because I get to play in this bullshit. It's already full of good people.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Oh, while we're on break,
How am I going to
back in
follow
chat.
this up?
back in the chat, Mikhail brought up potentially switching systems. I'm okay sticking with this for now, but I don't think either of you chimed in that I see.
What are we talking about?
A while ago, Mikhail brought up potentially switching systems. And
For this?
yeah.
I don't know what you would switch it to.
Yeah. Yeah, I said I want to check out. It seems like some the aspects people are most interested in tend not to use the actual system, where we may be wanting to switch to a system that better fits your focuses. I'm okay sticking with what we got.
I want to keep being fast, man. I think I lose speed if I go to another system.
Yeah, like I think we've not been engaging with a lot of the systems, but when we do, I enjoy them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, cool. Yeah, I very much enjoy how fast you are.
Yeah, I love being this fast. And that's actually part of the character I get to play in the new stream. He's also very fast.
Oh my
He's also
god!
very tired and very sad.
Wow, relatable.
Because I'm playing, I believe I'm playing Jonathan Hall, who is an J City police detective who is really tired, but he's like he's the cop who's like made a detective 20 years ago, and he's a loose cannon, but he's too good to kick off the force. But his wife was murdered by criminals, so he has like a personal vendetta. They paired him up with a shitty kid straight out of the academy.
Oh, beautiful.
That juicy drama.
And that's if I'm Jonathan Hall, what's the other guy's name? Something Oates, because we're Hall and Oates is a joke.
Oh my god.
But we essentially look like a shit. What's the officer's name? You see Detroit Become Human?
No.
Yes.
We're like the shit kid is based off the same character model as Connor, and I'm the other detective.
Oh, you're like the old like wizened guy.
Yeah, and I'm really mad about criminals. Anyway, we got our stand powers figured out and everything, and my stand is go fast.
Is this a JoJo Bizarre Adventure?
Did you?
Is this the JoJo Bizarre Adventure?
My guy goes really fast, but he's part of a detective pair, so we fight stand users in a really strange and awkward way because we fought a lot of stand users.
God, a new JoJo's just started up. It's a good time to be a JoJo fan. God bless.
Go watch my friend. He does the streams for this tabletop system that he built himself. It is its own JoJo part.
All I really know was I think I played it on the Dreamcast, maybe?
Was it a fighting game?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have played Heritage of the Future.
Maybe. I just know it. I think it was on a home console.
Yeah.
Like, that's about all I remember was playing it on that.
Yeah,
There was a Super Nintendo RPG that was only released in Japan.
Yeah, Legend of the Seventh Stand User.
Yeah.
Which is actually really good.
It's really interesting.
There's an English translation for it. It's
I watched like half the playthrough of it.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I asked, do any of you know? Yeah. Let's get back to our roleplay, fucking geeks.
Yeah.
Does any of you happen to know like some good wuxia computer games in America? Because I've been trying to find.
The only thing that really works wuxia wise is Dynasty Warriors.
I mean, like if you want,
it's the same idea, and then you just mow down a whole bunch of dudes using magic.
If you want like really bad Orientalism and like it's bad, Jade Empire, I guess. Like,
I played that some when it first came out and wasn't hugely.
Yeah,
there's a game for a while that has a couple of wuxia inspired concepts. It's a heavy martial arts game called Absolver.
Oh yeah,
I played a bit of that because I did take a look at there's an MMO, but my thing is there's parts of it looked interesting, but the MMO stuff I bounced pretty hard off of because
it's less MMO and more like Dark Souls, where you can just kind of like sort of join up with people.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I've played some Absolver. My problem with Absolver is I had a hard time figuring out where things were at.
People are saying that Absolver is a little bit iffy regarding that kind of stuff.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, it's open world, but there's only so many paths that actually lead anywhere.
Yeah, and there's a lot of them look close enough to the same that when I was trying to find specific places, it got really frustrating. But no, there was what is the Age of Wushu parts of it, I would almost like a single-player game that didn't have all of the MMO
I
baggage.
found a tactical wuxia RPG that's poorly translated.
Cool.
That's what I got for you.
Yeah, I looked on Steam a little bit and wasn't having a whole lot of luck. It looked like the closest thing to it was like the Age of Wushu or like an MMO style.
Yeah, so like Dynasty Warriors has like the over the topness, but not necessarily like the like. To me, an important part of wuxia is the quiet moments, and Dynasty Warriors is literally never quiet.
There
ever.
is no quiet moments because I played it on, I think, maybe PS1 or Xbox. Like I played it forever ago, but I've not actually played one in a long time. So that might be a fun.
Some
thing.
of the later games can get quiet moments in the cutscenes as you kind of get later into the Three Kingdoms period. But like right at the beginning when the skirmishes are going on, no, like there is no quiet moments. It's you and your generals are going to ride out and kick a bunch of dudes real hard.
No, there's quiet moments when everyone in the section of the map you fought is dead, and then you got to run to the other 700 people so you can like knock 400 of them away with a single
but it's
blow.
so satisfying.
Yeah. See, I'm actually looking to kind of playing around.
Feel free to
with
post
those.
any you find in chat.
Yeah, the Age of Wushu, there's things I like about that one, but oh my god, the amount of systems that are involved, and they're not terribly well explained, and there's like 18 different things. It's fucking...
If you want a wuxia show that's made with puppets, Thunderbolt Fantasy.
Oh god, Thunderbolt Fantasy is actually really good.
Yeah.
Well, someone just posted something about it in the guy that's making. There's a group that are making a spiritual successor to Legends of the Wulin that I've actually run. I ran a playtest for them of an earlier version, and the combat stuff actually seems pretty usable. I'm going to get like the most recent thing, what they've got soon, which is even more than is currently available on the drive-through playtest version they have. But there's a Discord for. Like, I don't like a lot of the people in it because there's a lot of like people he found on Reddit, and they kind of feel like people you find on Reddit. But the guy does it's okay. But someone just posted a clip, and at first I thought it was a weird animation, but that's puppets.
Yeah, it's a great drunk show. It's one of the best drunk shows ever. You just watch puppets fucking explode.
It's like Team America, except not.
What's this called?
Less fucking.
It's called Thunderbolt Fantasy. Here, I'll put it in. It's on Crunchyroll, and the new season just started.
Oh, there was one I posted a while back on here.
Oh,
that was,
Blade and Soul.
It's on YouTube.
Oh, that's no.
Yeah, the Korean. There's the Korean drama, which was kind of. I want to watch more of it. It was kind of fun what I saw. It's cheesy, but cheesy can be a lot of fun in the right hands. So anyway, Lone Sparrow.
Yep.
As you two are sort of walking a bit through the city, she's very taken with the canals. I mean, like most people are when they first get here. The cool thing is, if you look at the map, the canals are all the really, like, thin lines. Like, they're the outline stuff, and there's a lot of them going throughout the city. Yeah, she's like, so, you need to get into the library?
Eventually.
She goes, we could break in.
The problem is I need to bring at least one other person with me on that. Not outside of you, just due to information I don't possess, because I don't know what I'm looking for is.
Okay. Well, I might be able to help. I've got some experience dealing with not legislations, organizational structures. There's a word, bureaucracy. So, here's the thing, and this is what I could use your help with. There are a number of houses of large merchant families, administrators, and other people that I need to try to break in to find information. And one of those is the Imperial Censor. Now, I looked this up thanks to GURPS China. Because one of the great things about GURP supplements is they give you a decent background and
Fucking
stuff.
Christ.
Yeah,
Sparrow just kind of shakes his head to make sure he's not talking to How By for a second. Just like,
yeah. She goes. The censor is essentially. Well, I made some notes. The censor is essentially one of the highest. One of the highest members of an emperor's place, but also the person who runs the minister, rather. Also, they the ones who run the secret police.
lovely. So, how do you propose we break into that many houses?
Well, it would take a little bit of time, but we need to sort of see what we can find, scout them out to see what sort of defenses they have, and in particular, once we start finding some that are not on the side of, or that are on the side of the eunuchs in the royal court, we can start doing something about it.
Right, and we could have just asked, because they'd lie to us.
Yep. So the things we're looking for are going to be... We're unlikely to find a note that simply says, meet with the secret plan, but we are going to find is money that's being hid away. We're going to find correspondences, because what they're going to want to do is keep correspondences to blackmail people, if they need to. Information that they might have on others, but we've got to be careful in doing it.
Problem is we get caught once the whole plan's out. Everybody goes on lockdown, everybody starts burning documents. Powder cake gets a little closer to the flame.
True.
Well, then we must not fail.
As I recall, you're extremely fast, weren't you?
Yes, that's one way to describe it.
We might be able to, if... This is an idea that's just sort of bubbling in my head, but if we can distract someone long enough, keep their attention for you to get something out to some people we might have nearby to copy it and get it back. I don't know how well that would work.
You'd need a pretty long distraction.
Yeah. I mean, of course, these simply breaking in when they're gone works fairly well. And there's a point where you're sort of going through the administrative district, and she goes, but the first one we need to be sure of is his. And she points, the censor's home is practically a small fortress. It's huge. It's got walls around it. There are guards permanently stationed. All of those things. So it would be tough. Because the censor is going to have experienced Wulin guarding them. Some of these other ones will not. A lot have been hired recently, and plus with the upcoming trouble, that's magnets for people like us. All we have to do is show up. This place will be primed to explode. That should be fun.
It should. Do you have any love for this man in particular?
For the censor?
Yes.
I don't know him myself. I just know that if he's the head of a conspiracy, our job becomes a lot easier. Because if he's the head of it, we take him down, and anybody who might be there to step up, we've dealt a pretty big blow to it. If he's not part of the conspiracy, then what we're going to have is going to be a lot harder to suss out.
How limited are we going to keep this?
How do you mean?
If we could... Is it the two of us, or would you be open to bringing in other conspirators?
Are there people you trust?
I wouldn't say trust, but there are people who would be useful. People who would, well, not exactly aligned with our goals, would snap at the bit for such a chance.
If you believe we can... what we can trust them with, let me know. We can bring some other people in if they're trustworthy, or have them do the things that they might not even be quite aware that they're doing. Wait, are you talking about Pale Orchid and Plum Blossom? Hello?
Oh no.
Oof.
Oof.
Oh, you're here.
There we are.
Oh, there you are. Okay. So I was just about to say, holy shit, like, you've had a great connection all night.
I thought you were talking to somebody else.
Oh, no, that was to you.
Okay.
Yeah, where she says, are you talking about Plum Blossom and Pale Orchid?
No, I'd rather not involve them in this particular one. They have
Who are you thinking of?
someone a lot more dangerous.
Her eye kind of cocks up a little bit. She's like, I'm now interested.
The same person I need for the library job. Keep it to a 3-man team. They should be useful.
Who do you need for the library job?
A woman named Wing Sharpay.
She sort of smiles. She's like, you working with the fire doctrine?
Working with is a very strong term.
She's going to say, the fire doctrine. You know they want to firebomb the entire empire.
They want to firebomb a lot of things. But I figure if the Empire's going up in flames one way or another, I'd rather use one side to control the burn on the other. Plus, wouldn't they just love to try to firebomb an important government building?
Kind of smiles. She's like, I think that might be a possibility. Perhaps either we or you should talk to your friend?
Good. Now set up the dead drop on our little walk. It'll give me a chance to show you the outside of the city.
Excellent. At that point, goes like kind of arm in arm a little bit and starts heading around. So, question, because we've not been able to the last couple weeks, do we want to kind of pause it here because we've got a thing now where you're looking at going to clean, like you two going to clean up the streets a little bit, and then Lone Sparrow again with Wing Sharpay. Do you want to take a little bit to put together the
Deeds.
Yeah, deeds, and actually be able to spend, because I think some of that stuff is added up for a bit.
Oh yeah, we have many points for deeds.
Yeah. We signed points last
So-
week, but we didn't buy anything, I don't think.
Yeah, because I think right now, because we're looking at next session, we've probably got at least negotiations with Wing Sharpay, maybe the library job. And then there's also, I think Pale Orchid and Plum Blossom. We're going to clean up the streets a little bit
Team
around there.
Flower.
Vigilantes.
Team Flower!
Vigilante Courtesan Squad.
It's very weird to use Team Flower because I had a friend in college who went by Flower. He was a 300-pound white guy.
That sounds like
Who I
the
did-
quintessential college experience.
As one does.
Yeah, we did improv together for years, and I actually met him in high school, but he went to a different school. But yeah, he was gigantic personality. Good guy. Can't always trust what he says, but good guy. we got like two kind of big things happening up at the top of the next one. I've also added some stuff to the campaign lore, sort of an adventure lore sheet that I added onto there, which includes some, like, there's not only the personal ones, because one of the things I've been kind of struggling with a little bit is, since we've got like three pretty separate storylines going on, is trying to like work a bunch of the personal stuff in. So I figure if we've got a couple big things going with the city and the festival gave me one thing for that, and then I'm like, oh wait, we can bring in, have this other stuff going. That means as you're buying in the personal storylines, I'll start kind of weaving those things in, but we also got the larger ones so that we can make those a part of a bigger thrust that's going on in a couple different ways. I put those kind of below, and there can be other stuff we can come up with for that as well on the adventure lore sheet.
Oh, I see a horrible one. Oh no, I don't like this one.
What's it say?
Plum Blossom is identified by an enemy. For -3, they seek to use him for the coup.
Hold on, let me...
Also, I think I've lost this map again. Or wherever this document is.
Should we do deeds before we start spending points?
Yeah. And I'll put the link back up.
Where is the oh god a virtue? Because that's what Lone Sparrow needs. Obsession seems kind of close.
Obsession, like he tried to keep up with, is like loyalty to someone you are enamored with a thing.
Would loyalty be the best one for that?
The censor is not part of the conspiracy against the Emperor for 12.
Oh my god.
Well, because if he's not, things become much simpler.
Don't they? They become harder if he's not.
No, because if he's not a part of it, like, at that point, like, if he's a part of it, you have got your main target. If he is not a part of it, finding the actual people involved becomes much more
That's what I'm
difficult.
saying.
Yeah, if he's not part of the conspiracy, that means you've got a wider conspiracy with a lot more heads to it.
Yeah, you said it was easier if he wasn't a part of it, and I think you meant it would be harder if he's not a part of it.
Yeah, it's immensely
yeah,
harder
I'm
if he's not.
Yeah, extremely hard.
Yeah, because if he's a part of it, if he is a part of it, it's easier.
Also,
so that one,
if anyone chooses
that
this
one costs
highlighted
more.
one, a member of the supine chair or petal turns out to be a traitor, have a secret with the nobility war situation, I will personally come to your house and behead you.
I think I'm gonna have to kill anybody who picks Zonki and draws into the falling leaves situation. Or just even harder on the supine chair.
You just want us all to hurt each other.
These are some ideas that I
Oh, they're juicy.
Yeah, the thing is, we can come up with other ones. These were just when I was sort of thinking, with what's going on, what are some of the things that we might be able to...
Anyway, we should do deeds so that we have our money. Let's get our money before we spend it. Yeah. Does obsession seem fair for Lone Sparrow's just complete collapse at...
Possibly. Let me pull up the Legends of the Wulin.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I've got the book right here.
You've got one marked half-burnt Imperial/Emperor Devil Deflecting Blade.
Oh, that was to remind me it was in the half-burnt manual.
Let's see.
Some of that was notes from a bit earlier.
Obsession.
Okay.
Values its goals so much that it stops at nothing to achieve them.
Yeah,
Not quite.
So.
Yeah,
here we go.
loyalty, maybe? You may earn a deed when your orders conflict with your personal wishes, or you go beyond the expected duties of your station. That sounds like...
Keep up drinking.
I think loyalty. Like, he's being pulled in a lot of directions, but he's
Well,
doing
I
it.
was only technically ordered to bodyguard her, and now I've been pulled into a multi-house robbery situation.
Yeah, because you can't
True.
no.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see loyalty
All right,
there.
I'm cool with awarding him loyalty. So 4 points for Sparrow.
Sparrow is a loyal boy.
Do you want me to add that for you?
If you would.
All right, you have 10 now. You're juicy.
Yay. Gonna edit the sheet. 10 destiny.
Entanglement.
Oh, 10 entanglement. Total spent. Yeah, I'll just leave it to you because I think I've completely failed to keep up with whatever number you actually have. Okay.
I'm only keeping track. You do need to keep track of spent entanglement on your sheet, but I've got your current entanglement on the campaign lore sheet.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Who is next?
I think I'm just trying to remember everything that Plum Blossom did. So Plum Blossom was nice and tried to find out juicy things, and then
I like benevolence for trying to be a wingman and then just completely succeeding so hard that it gives the entirely wrong impression.
That's adorable.
Yeah, date my friend. Oh, you two are gay? No, come on.
All right, cool. Great. Is that what y'all want?
I'll do that one. That's great for me.
All right, great. I got 14 now. Fuck.
Spend some shit.
All right.
Yeah. And if there's other things along with, I mean, we can think and add beyond what's just here.
Yeah.
Too,
totally.
So.
And then for Pale Orchid, I feel like a little bit of obsession because you were drawing in this innocent scholar, using her to negotiate with the people you betrayed, and just putting her fucking in the line of fire. Because you're upset.
fine.
Because you're obsessed with this thing. Does that sound right, Oren?
Sounds good to me.
Sweet.
Obsession is 2.
Yeah. And don't we get Joss? Yeah, we also get Joss
We do.
equal.
Yeah.
I have Max Crepjoss anyway.
Oh my god, you do?
Yeah. Part of me is actually well, it's not a huge thing right now, but at some point, like possibly reducing the Joss thing because we don't do combats that often. So what happens is you go into combats, you've got like a shit ton of Joss, which means when we
just need to start
when we
spending
have
Joss in like just regular ass situations.
yeah.
Yeah, I just need to. Yeah. I'm that person that hoards mega elixirs until the final boss, so. Alright.
Well, it's because I think the game expects there to be like a combat every session, but combats can get super long in the game, so it's like it'd be hard to have that.
Yeah. Alright. Time for entanglements. Who wants to go first?
You have 14 points.
Listen, it's fine. It's fine.
I mean, 14, you could directly decide on which side the censor is working for the Emperor or not. And make my life easy or hard. On that same point, you could also...
Are we there yet, though?
You can walk in... You can declare that beforehand or not.
Oh, it's more fun to have a little bit in.
Yeah. I like the idea of keeping that simpler just because we already have so many moving parts
Mm-hmm.
that, like, having him not be part of the conspiracy.
You could also, with that, basically decide whether or not the Emperor is the Golden Dragon.
Oh, yeah, you well, no, he's the Golden Dragon. You could decide why he became the golden dragon.
The last one that's on this list for like a large amount of points for dumb reasons, like the ultimate, because you seem to be in the mood to just continue screwing with me and making my life difficult.
Yes.
There's one on here that says Hawk arrives in town and takes up residence on the Auspicious Petal.
I saw that, and that's so...
Oh,
Which
we
would
already
pull it-
have Zhao Ma here.
That would he wouldn't take up residence there, but because she's there, but it would cause some problems.
You put a Hawk, Zhao Mai, and Sparrow in the same room.
Let me read a little bit. Like,
Also, you could introduce the 7 heavenly blades if things weren't complicated enough for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely, that would be amazing.
Okay. Well, you made that easy for us. Members of the Seven Heavenly Blade take an interest in Pale Orchid of the Sword. You just handed this out on a platter. Okay.
Oh, I'm so dead.
Hey,
I'm just fucking dead.
you get 7 entanglements spent. Congratulations.
Dude, I'm just GG.
All right, who's next on the chopping block?
Please.
I think, Oren, have you awarded deeds yet?
No, I awarded deed points, but I haven't picked the thing yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we all awarded deeds.
Okay. So at this point, what all has been? We've got the 7 heavenly blades have taken an interest,
That's all that's been added so far.
and that's all so far.
Yeah.
And well, I guess you just handed this out on a platter, so I don't know who's
Maybe-
turn.
Hawk has arrived in town and wants to put pressure on Lone Sparrow to get Zamar out of the running?
There's that, or there's another one that just says 2 challengers for the Eagle Talon's leadership meet in town,
Also true.
which would just cause a brawl. Especially since Zhao Ma wants to be in the running and has apparently no self-control.
Let's put a crater in Magnificent Ink. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, my life is already complicated enough. Let's keep throwing fuel on the fire and see how long Sparrow can
challenges
juggle.
for Eagle
We've made the best soap opera possible. Who needs Smallville?
So then we find-
The Legends of the Wulin is the true. Honestly,
What was hilarious is actually with the, especially considering the amount of social stuff, the Smallville social system would actually work really well with the Wulin style.
hilarious.
Okay.
It is my favorite social system in a game.
Okay. I've got 14 to spend for you. Don't want to
Oh,
activate.
you mean 4, right? You mean 4. Oh God. Like I think it's since we haven't even gotten to White Tiger.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can't really
you
do
could-
anything like that.
Something's on the not on the sheet. You could have something about the White Tiger like get a little bit more in the foreground if that's interesting to you, or just
Do you want to bring him into?
Oh
town?
god, that would just. Could White Tiger show up as one of the people vying for the
God!
Eagle Talon?
It actually wouldn't make sense because they're essentially peak of the Wulin, taking over a thing wouldn't be what they do. However, a lot of Wulin are going to be brought in because all the conflict that's going to be happening. So him coming here for
could he be
for other
endorsing
reasons-
someone though?
Or even just here to
Possibly, yeah.
fight a whole bunch of competitors just of it?
Possibly. Do you want to buy?
Yeah,
him
I want to
into
throw
town?
him into the city somehow.
Okay, let us go.
you.
It's White
Yeah.
Tiger.
Great.
You spend so many sessions trying to set this up as a big social game. I'm just going to throw as many
Hey, you know what?
superpowered
You
kung
saved-
fu
you
people
saved-
into.
You saved me an arc of having to leave the city where everything's happening. So thank you.
One thing I might do to make, I mean, we'll see if there's something you're interested in, to make combat go quicker. I might look again this week at the combat system for the one that's going to be like Tianshang, that's going to be replacing, or there's going to be a thing for Legends of Wulin. The combat system is a lot quicker, fairly similar in some respects.
As long as I can keep my go fast, I'll be fine.
Yeah, so that I want to take a look at that, and let me go ahead. I'll drop it in their Monday Night folder thing for right now. He's going to get me the more close one, because it would allow battles to, I think, from when we did it before, still be cool, but be quick. Because basically, like, when you roll your dice for it, instead of, like each of the sets, you can spend them while it goes, but you also are using them for, like, defense. So the one roll, part of it becomes your defense, part of it becomes your attack. Stuff like that, so that it's not, like, endless rolls back and forth.
Sure. All right.
So,
How many points is getting White Tiger in the town costing?
will be a pretty big thing because it'll lead to something else. So let's say, well, I mean, do you want him to? We'll go with 5.
Oh, only 5. Okay.
On this one, because as of yet he's not completely tied into your character, but could very easily be.
Well, I already got the tip that he knows where
Yeah.
my dad is. So great.
That's still 9 points.
Yeah, it sure is.
It sure is.
9 points. The party does not go well.
I mean, you could spend on the censors working against the Emperor if that's something you like.
I don't know. I feel like
No, I will say at this point, if you do buy it where he's not, there's enough other shit that you have bought into it that, like, things are becoming a powder keg, and it would just be a matter of, one, do you find out without getting caught? Could be fun. So if you want to buy him on one side or the other, you got a lot of shit going on. So adding one, like,
yeah.
making that easier might actually not be a terrible.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make that easier. Like, I've got enough force behind me that I can pull off like a really neat, daring raid thing. But if the answer is he's not working for the Emperor at the end of the raid, I don't have the skill set or the resources to go, okay, gang, let's do that 20 more times.
All right, cool. I will spend 8 on that. And God, fuck, get my spent entanglement up to 45. So spent entanglement goes into cultivation, right?
No, it does. You need at least 50 spent entanglement and 50
God, right.
cultivation. Yeah, you also get 2 destiny. So cultivation is anytime you spend destiny on a martial art or your secret art for your
Right.
class.
And you just need to have hit a certain entanglement threshold and a cultivation threshold. Right.
Mhm.
All right.
7 more entanglement. So that takes me to 5. I have 35.
We did it.
We did it. Yay.
Woo.
We played the game.
Oh, cool. So I think next week should be interesting powder keg. Oh wait, so you want the sensor actually working against?
Yeah, against the Emperor.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Like
keep
the-
things easy.
Doing this once is an interesting set piece. Doing this 100 times for a bunch of nobles is...
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, from an RP point of view, you would find hints of the right person to go to then, because I think was it Extra Credits is the web series. They did a thing on the Pulp Detective, which for me is the best way to do sort of mystery things in a role-playing game, where, like, instead of you having to search out all these clues and spend forever going around, like, even if you go to the wrong person, it will, like, either people find you or you get the person you need to go to.
I've heard good things about Sherlock Holmes, consulting detective. Is that it?
Yeah. Oh, I say. So Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective is good. It's not. I mean, that one's not a role playing game, but it's pretty cool. We also did we tell you about the game Detective that we played recently?
Yeah, I think you mentioned it.
That one, like, yeah, both of those are cool. Sherlock Holmes is more. Well, I mean, Sherlock Holmesy. It's more labyrinthine. There's like so much stuff all throughout there that like you are looking for the tiniest of details. Where Detective, it has a little bit of that, but it's a lot of you feel more like, oh, this is probably what a detective feels
Cool.
like. And not the world's most amazing, I noticed 3 things and now I know everything.
Okay. Well, I gotta get going because I gotta transfer laundry and then work.
Alrighty. Good session.